please. Earbuds out. Let's get ready to roll.
If you are having a hard time seeing the screen, a couple options. Option 1, you can go stand in the back of the classroom so you can see the screen. Or else in Monday's folder, which I'm going to navigate to now in this week, the slideshow that I'm going to be showing is going to be in the Sketches colored pencil technique. So I'm going to go there. And we are going to start off on a new unit. So our first unit of art is completed, or it's going to be due today. So your first unit of art is your more or less drawing and then your visual journal. Okay, so that's our first unit. Here, our second unit, we are going to be starting today with, let me do this. I hate how this updated. I'm not used to, with colored pencil. Now, what you'll notice is throughout the 6 weeks we're together, we are going to usually start with technique. Then we're going to move into showing it and putting it in action. And then we'll move into other steps that we will need to know for the week's unit. So today, as you see, work time, we had work time to work on more or less in the visual journal assignment. Hopefully you checked your grades and did your attendance. Now we're going to do colored pencil skill. And then you're also going to do a colored pencil dessert drawing. So this is 2 sketches, so 2 pages in your sketchbook. Now, how this is going to work today. The first page in your sketchbook that you're going to work on, so whatever the very next page is in your sketchbook, you are going to work on colored pencil skills. And it's going to look exactly like you see here. And I have one other slide I'm going to show you, so you have a choice between the 2 slides. And our goal is to literally mimic. So when I say mimic, it does mean copy. Now let's talk about copying, shall we?
Well, should we be seeing a daily creative task list?
Yes.
Seeing a different one.
There we go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Are we there now?
Yep, we're there.
Okay. You probably didn't even see where, does everybody know where I got it? Here. I am the worst at sharing tabs. I'm sorry. So this is in the Monday folder.
All right.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
No, you're fine. We just want to make sure that we're following along the right way.
Yes. Okay. So here we go. So the very first page that you're going to start, like I said, so the next page in your sketchbook, you are literally going to mimic or copy what you see here. Now, we are going to talk about copying right now because, that's a perfect segue for me. Let's talk about copyright and our own artwork. So the expectation is that you literally create all your own artwork. I think everybody knows that. And I just want to be very clear about that like taking other people's artwork is not okay and it's considered cheating. So if you're like, oh, I didn't have time to get this done, can you just send me a picture of your colored pencil skills? Don't do that. It's considered cheating and you will get caught. So please don't do that. Everybody cool? Okay. Moving on. Now, this is what I mean, though, by mimicking or copying technique. Now, technique is a whole different story because we need to learn how to do certain techniques in art. And the best way to learn is by imitation. So you are literally going to try to copy this the best that you can. You're going to try to use the same colors and you're going to do your best. You're going to try to have full circles. There's plenty of things you could trace to create circles. There's rulers that you could use to create the rectangle down here. But you're going to literally try to copy what you see. Here's another one that you could choose and try to copy exactly what you see. Now, the whole point, and here's student work, the whole point of this is to learn how to shade correctly with our colored pencils, to really work on the direction of our colored pencils and the pressure. Pressure is huge in colored pencil work. So the harder you push, the darker, and the lighter you push, the lighter. It's just the same with a pencil, but with colored pencil, you really want to get it nice and smooth. So our goal is, like right here, notice how smooth of a transition this is with the shading. All of these are just beautiful. They even have like cross-hatching lines so you can see how they've overlapped different colors to create shading. Notice the value scale here. You can have a value scale is from light to dark. It does not have to be just with a pencil from like white to dark gray scale. It can be in any color is value scale, otherwise known as monochromatic colors. We talked about that in 6th grade. Here again are student examples. There is a video. I would never leave you without a video. This is like a beginner's guide to how to use colored pencils. And I really like this one. I'm going to push play, but I'm going to mute the video. There we go. I like this one because she really helps you dive in with like pressure, and you can see firsthand like what that looks like. And you can see like different strokes. Like notice how nice and smooth it is, that there aren't any pencil lines that are showing. And that's one thing that we really want to work on with our colored pencil. So the very first page, again, is literally copying or what you see either on slide 3 or slide 4. So you are going to need your iPads today because you're going to need to look at this. The second page that you're going to work on today is you're going to create your own dessert drawing and then add the colored pencil skill to it. So it's like putting that colored pencil skill to action. It's showing your understanding. It's like the way that we test you in art is by now you show me, okay, I can do these techniques just like this here, and I can actually add them to a drawing. So that's how you're assessed in art 99% of the time, is by showing your work in action. Does this make sense to everybody? Now, is everybody shaking heads yes?
Yep, and I'll clarify if anybody has individual questions.
You do not have to draw one of these desserts. Okay, this is all just ideas for you because it says any dessert you want to draw. Okay, any dessert at all. I just went out and looked up colored pencil desserts. Clearly, this is from the internet. All of these are. These are student work that have been turned in. More student work examples. A lot of them chose the waffle cone, ice cream, cupcake. You can choose whatever you want. I have slides in here on how to draw certain desserts. I have videos on how to draw, like doodle, like desserts. It doesn't have to be real. It could be like cartoon if you want. This is really any kind of dessert drawing that you want to do. And that's on your second page. Now, I am looking for finished work of art. Like it's large. Notice how they have shadows because instead of having a floating dessert, they gave it a shadow. So it's not just floating on the page. You could add a background if you wanted. There's lots of things you could do to this drawing, but it's the second page of your sketch for today. So you have 2 pages. Now, you are not turning this in yet, so don't worry about that. I will show you this week how you'll turn it all in on one graphic organizer for this unit of art. Okay, so remember, we only turn our work in like once a week and all together. Does this make sense to everybody where we're going with this?
I think so. So to clarify, Ms. Colson, they do 1 page of just the colored pencil techniques.
Correct.
Either or slide page 3 or page 4.
Yep.
As options.
Yep.
And then the second page in their sketchbook, they are drawing a full page scale of any dessert of their choice using those techniques of color pencil.
Correct. And you use your iPads if you're like, okay, I totally want to draw this kind of a waffle cone. Like go and look at the pictures of it. Use your resources so you have the idea and you can see the details. But any dessert you want. It could be a stack of macaroons. It could be croissants. It could be anything you want, but it needs to fall in that dessert world.
And again, to clarify, it is not due today.
Nope.
So if they just get to their sketch of their first part where it's just the technique and they finish that, that's okay because you're going to give them more time. Am I correct?
Tomorrow we'll start again with like, basically you'll start seeing the pattern, which I'm sure you are. Like we'll start class with about 30 minutes of work time. And then we'll go into the next day's activity. And then when we get to actual project, so like again, when we have a big project, you'll have more time then too.
And then the scale of the dessert should be the page. Am I correct?
That is correct. This should be the page.
As much of the page as possible?
Yep.
Okay.
And so the goal, some students have done like multiples, like they've stacked them because some people don't like to draw, really large. So they'll draw multiples. I've had kids who have broken their paper up into different sections and put different desserts in different sections and then patterns in the background. It's completely up to you.
Perfect. So it could be one or many desserts.
Yes. And now this particular project needs to be done on paper, not digitally, because we are doing colored pencil skill.
Absolutely.
Is everybody cool?
I think so. I think everyone in the class so far has colored pencils, so we are set, and we have some tracers if needed. So if you want to make circle tracers, I did bring some Dixie cups. Either use the small side or the big side. When you're done, please just put it in the used bucket after you touch them. I'll sanitize them for the next one.